What is going on, crypto enthusiasts? Liquidity Citadel. Happy Monday to all of you guys. God bless you. So glad that you guys are here. We got a new week. We got a new month. We have some new targets that we're going to be looking at. For you guys that are strolling in here for the very first time, my name is Crypto Saints. I run a server with a couple other guys called Liquidity Citadel, where we hyper focus on education. And we utilize streams like these to dive deeper into those levels and that education, so that way your time is not wasted. Inside this stream, we're going to be talking about ETH, we're going to be talking about BTC, we're going to be focusing on USDT. And the question that I'm going to be asking myself and even asking you, based on what we saw last week from the streams last week, feel free to watch all 4 of those. Is June going to be the recovery month for a short-term rally? I'm not talking about all-time highs here. I'm talking about short-term rally. And the way things that are positioning right now, I think the answer is yes, in my opinion. A lot of it's going to be contingent on what happens this week specifically. There's going to be some key levels that the week has to close above. Can it test underneath those levels? It already has, but as long as it closes above a specific level, then we're going to be fine. So let's dive right into the charts. I'll just share with you guys kind of what I'm looking at, give you guys a gander. Let's go over to 2 different setups, really. I have a 4-hour over here, just utilizing this harmonic pattern that you see here now. But I also want to go to the first level that I was just talking to you guys about, and that's going to be on the weekly, right? Because we're inside of a new week. Last week, I left off by saying, look, I know that the new week is going to try to test a specific setup phase change level from a TD9 sequential. And that's this week. We go 4 back, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's this blue level right over here, which is 1965 and some change. Now, if the week closes above that, then we're inside of a bearish setup phase. And that's, for anybody that's new to TD9 sequential, that's the opposite of what you're thinking. So bearish setup phase means you're going to have higher highs, at least 9 of them, 9 higher highs, higher than the preceding 4th candle. And essentially that's going to set you up for a short. How high that's going to go, this is where we start utilizing fib levels and start utilizing LA thesis, but I don't want to get too carried away. I want to focus on the main part of just the TD9 sequential in this week by itself. Can we flush down to 1914 and 1830? Absolutely. Absolutely. What really matters is where we close inside of this week. We have to close above the 1965 to keep this inside of a bearish setup phase. Now, if it continues to retrace underneath and closes underneath that, then essentially we're going to be looking at a bullish setup phase, which means we still have a little bit more lows to go. However, this was printing I believe a 6, so most likely we'll be on a 7. And if we close underneath, then down the next couple of weeks inside the month of June, I would anticipate that we're coming down a little bit lower. So that's why I'm kind of painting the picture that this is a crucial week going into the beginning of the month, that we have some type of recovery here inside of this area. Now we can look at liquidation maps, we can look at heat maps, we can look at all those different types of indicators and tools, and we can see that there's good amount of liquidity to the upside. In my opinion, I have been short. I've been short from 21.31. Posted that publicly inside of the server and on side of X. But I feel like those shorts are just too easy, man. They're just too easy. And so going into the start of the month, the first level I would like to see taken is 2176. If we can get to 2176, then my next levels that I'm looking at is pushing the previous week highs of the 2300s, 2400s, if we can get an actual sweep of that inside the month of June. If we can get to those levels, I think the 2500 levels is going to act as a point of fuel. And then we really start breaking things down when we get to like 26, 23 inside of that area, closing the remainder of that CME gap. And if it decides to keep pushing, then I have higher targets. But for all intents and purposes, the first real meaty target that needs to be reclaimed, in my opinion, is going to be 2176 inside of that area, seeing a couple sweeps and then reclaiming and then pushing up higher. So let's go back over to the lower time frames. That was weekly. What you see on this side here is a 1362, very similar to like a daily or even a 12-hour if you want to utilize that time frame. I know it's unique. but I do have a common time frame right over here, which is going to be the 4 hour. Now, using the same strategy, TD9 sequential, this was shared with VIP with you guys yesterday, so a lot of you guys are already privy to kind of what I'm going to be going over, but I'll share this with you guys in case you did miss that move, or at least what I was looking for while we were inside of London. Last night when I started chatting about this, we had a 7. This was closer to around 12 a.m. and then we were printing on an 8. I was really hyper focused on that 8. I wanted to see what that 8 was going to do, because if that 8 retraced deeper than the 7, then that opened up the probability that the trend was going to start running into exhaustion. That 8 did not print lower than the 7, which is fine. Then we opened up, you know, this is New York, open, high and low. That's where you see the blue lines here. We can see a couple wicks. And then we have a 9 with an exhaustion candle printing lower. So we have a true printed 9, right? Coupled with that, on this current session, we have an hour and 45 minutes left inside of it. So a lot can change inside of an hour and 45 minutes. But just want you to think about this when you're utilizing TD9 sequential. We have a push down showing that the trend is running into exhaustion. The immediate following candle right after that would be a confirmation candle. Well, the confirmation candle that we see as of right now is showing a bullish engulfing, right? So bullish engulfings are reversal candles. And this is the ideal area as far as if you are going to be looking for any type of engulfing, whether it be a bearish engulfing or a bullish engulfing, this is going to be the ideal area and target as far as where you want to find it. So if we can hold this area right over here and hold this formation, this candle, if you will, then we have a 71%, I believe it's 71, 73%. It's in the upper 70s. We'll just round down. We have a 70% chance that we're going to be bottoming out here inside of this area, and then we're going to start pushing up. I still will be looking for scalp shorts when the opportunity, you know, provides those opportunities, but I think longs are going to be a little bit more favored going into the month of June. And I'm going to add a little bit more confidence to that. I'm not a big BTC guy that relies on BTC in order for me to make my analysis as far as what's going to happen for ETH. Although I'm not ignorant, I understand that it does have a lot of influence in the market because obviously it's the largest cap, has the most dominance. But we're going to take a peek at BTC here now. BTC, if you guys recall, just the other day, and I apologize if I'm saying if you guys recall, it's because a lot of this information is already out there, so you could always go back and replay the videos and see what I was thinking about, what I was looking at that time. But nevertheless, we were looking at a subwave, and we actually got a wave 4, a very small wave 4, not an uncommon level, because you know flat levels are going to be 0.236, 0.382, and even 0.5. In some cases, you'll see something even shorter. Like in this particular case, we had a 0.136. So the wave 3 was accurate, 2.618 level. That is a strong wave 3 for a downtrend. Small little push up here. That gave us a wave 4. And then this moved down. Essentially, the way that I'm structuring this, I'm looking at this as a wave 5, coming right into the 1.272 area, which was right around 79.78. And it actually came down to this level, which is 75.591. Same thing with ETH. Same thing I'll mention with BTC. Can it go a little bit lower? Yeah, it could. If it really wants to. The next level that I'm looking at is 1.618, which sits right around 68.875. This is, in my opinion, I feel like this is a line in the sand. Like we can get a wick down to these levels, but as long as we can close back above this, I think we're going to be in good shape. It's if we break down underneath this trend line, it becomes trend line liquidity, and then we start hitting it as a resistance, then I think we're going to have a flag breakout. And so that's the ugly, and the measured move for that puts us somewhere around like 53. That's at least where the measured move is going to put us. I don't want to see that. I would like to see some type of recovery. I've been wrong many times before. 30% of the time, I am wrong. So this is why I always like to utilize different biases. I'm never ever going to be more bearish or bullish, or excuse me, I'm never going to just be one-sided, just purely bullish and purely bearish. I'll lean on one or the other, contingent on what the market's giving me. And right now, I feel like we could have some type of recovery. So as long as BTC holds this area, 70, 978, and give it some grace. We'll even say to 68, 875, a flush down to there, but pulls right back up to where you see this current red line right here. That's where the weekly low is at right now. Small little range. If we can get into that type of scenario, I think we'll be fine. Let's bleed over to USDT real quick. It's one of the other tools that I like to utilize to give me an idea as far as how ETH is going to move, because they move in contrast with one another. USDT goes up, ETH goes down. ETH goes up, USDT is most likely going down. There's going to be some deviation at times that you can see for on USDT compared to ETH, which I actually absolutely love those things. But here's what I was kind of taking a peek at. We had a 5-wave completion right over here. This first initial move down was a wave A. Wave B can surpass the origins as far as where wave A began. That's not uncommon for a wave B, and you can actually tap into extension levels. We had extension levels that it tapped into, which was right around 1.13, just shy of it. Like just gave it a little smooch, and it started coming back down. So we have a wave B that's there. Going back to the sequential counts, we have a 9 that printed there, very similar to the 4-hour that we saw for ETH. We had an acceptance of a 9 from a TD9 sequential counts perspective. Coupled with that, we're also showing a little bit of exhaustion on USDT here inside of this move. In the grand scheme of things, zooming all the way out, just kind of giving you the TLDR, I believe that USDT is inside of a very complex wave 4, and I don't think wave 4 has completed. That's my opinion. I feel like there's more to the downside. You can see on my chart here that I have some levels that I've marked off. We've floated and played around with this 0.382 level, which is, like I said earlier, it's not an uncommon level for a wave 4 to go to a 0.382, fall flat, and then push into a wave 5. It's not uncommon. However, when you're inside of complex waves, at least a complex wave 4, those become difficult to trade because they take both sides. They take shorts and they take longs. So when you're inside of a wave 4, it doesn't matter what pair you're trading, the thought process is aggressive TPs. That being said, if we go into an ABC here and we get another bounce and we start pushing up, could be in trouble here. And what I mean by a push, I mean we start sweeping these highs. That becomes an issue for us. But if I'm going to kind of like draw this out, what I'm looking at, coming down to this level, we get like a wave C. Then maybe we get something like this, maybe right in this area, and then we get a big push down to this area. The way that I'm looking at that is because then I'll have my ABC completion, but then I'm going to get, this will turn into my 1, 2, 3. This will turn into 1. Actually, no, that's wrong. Let me back up for a second. This would turn into my 1, 2, 3 because this 2 is already beyond here. So I need to correct that. I don't want to give you guys bad information. It would turn into here, here, and then I get my 3. I don't know where my 4 would be, and I don't know where my 5 would be. I just kind of want to outline what I'd be looking for. Let's take this zigzag off because it's annoying. I did on both. All right, so that's kind of what I would be looking for. You'd want to see a push down into a wave C, and then you get a push up over here, but it doesn't make a new high. You get a lower high. Then I can count that as a wave 2 because my C wave completed. Then I'm going to get a failure. So in hindsight, this would have been a wave 1, but then coming down and retracing beneath this area, then it invalidates. Then that calls for this move to be a wave 3. So that's what I'm kind of looking for USDT, what I would like to see occur. It can give two craps about what I feel and what I think. That's just kind of like my synopsis as far as where I feel like there would be good relief rally for ETH and for BTC. This would push USDT to complete a wave 4, and then once that's done, then USDT moves back into wave 5, and then the whole market just turns red again. I think that's probably going to be sometime in late July, in my opinion. I think that would be sometime in late July that we'd see the redness or a continuation of redness in the market from July, August, September, going maybe even into October. And then we'll start bottoming out, move sideways for a couple months, and then the start of the new year, we'll start looking at bull runs again. All right, but that's just a quick and fast version for you guys, kind of like what I'm looking at. All right, so if there's questions that are on here or questions in regards to it, please feel free to ask. I am running a particular challenge this week on LBank. Good exchange in the sense of UI. Good partnership with them. You've got a good supporting cast behind them in the sense of customer service. They're there to help. They do offer discounted fees when you do utilize a referral link. You actually can be bumped up to a VIP 4 status, which gives you reduced fees on your trades. Coupled with that, trading through our referral link also gives you access to our VIP section inside of our server, where some of you guys that are on here are familiar that I do pre-market analysis, and sometimes those analyses are even way before pre-market. They're during London. That's actually one of the reasons why I'm so late today, because I was up during London, took a power nap a lot longer than I anticipated, and then woke up to a bunch of alarms going off in the market. I was like, what's going on? So but my point to that is that you get a little bit more hand holding that's inside there, a little bit more access to specific calls and entries as far as what I'm going to be doing going into the week. We did have a 1947 level. I still do have that limit, so if anybody's curious, I still do have that limit set for that. But like I was saying earlier, like if we don't get to that level first, right? If we don't get to the 2100s, actually we went to 2155. Not 2155. We went to 1955. We went to 1955, so technically we did sweep that area. And ideally for my type of setups, when I'm looking for structure, liquidity, invalidation, and execution, focusing on the liquidity part, I look for the sweeps. And so sometimes you'll get one sweep, but often you'll see more than one sweep. You'll see at least 2, maybe 3 sweeps. It's kind of like breaker structures, right? If you're utilizing smart money concepts, you know, you have your change of character, then you get one breaker structure. You'll probably see like 2 to 3 breaker structures, and that's always going to be contingent on the time frame you're using. I like to utilize like 4 hour and above if I'm going to use smart money concepts. And then when I'm going into execution, I'm going down to a lower time frame, so I'm looking for the sweeps like on 1 minute and a 3 minute. So we got those sweeps. That's essentially where I'm getting at. We got our sweeps from last week. Last week was 1960 something, 1963. We went down to 1955, so we got a sweep of that area. There was a good amount of liquidity that was built up inside that zone. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at liquidity. Let's take a gander as far as what that looks like. One moment. Let me load that up for us real quick. There we go. Let's get the appropriate charts that I want on here, and let's get her done. Yeah, man, they keep aping in. That's BTC, of course. BTC 7804. USDT is crossing a certain threshold. I'll look at that in a second. Let's look at ETH real quick. LBank is now on CoinGlass. It wasn't there before. Man, look at that. They just built up so much liquidity there in just one. Well, it's not that much. 7 million. That's really not a big number when you're comparing it to here. That's on a day. 2005, 2032. There's 30 million. At what point do I get to the same type of liquidity? 30 million. Yeah, like 1894, 1800. So sub 1900. let's go ahead and look at 7-day real quick because we're on weeklies. Look at this big gap inside here. Big gap. So I think it would, if we got to 2040, let's just say, you know, between today and tomorrow or Wednesday, whatever the day that may be, we got to 2040, I think there's going to be an aggressive push up to 2103. Very aggressive push in that area. Got 96 million that sits all the way over there. Roughly around 30 million, 36 million that sits at 2042. And we only have like 9 million here at that 1958 area. So I don't think there was enough longs that took the opportunity to enter into the market. And I feel like there's a good portion of them that are just kind of sitting sideline right now, waiting for lower lows. And those may not come. They may come. We don't know. A lot is going to be contingent on what we see here on this current candle, how it decides to close in the next hour and 30 minutes. But just pointing out, there's clearly more liquidations to the upside than there is to the downside. The way that I'm reading this, if you're looking at liquidation maps, you know, every time we have a sweep or liquidity is collected to the downside, it's quickly bought right back up. So that tells us that buyers, bulls, whatever you want to call them, they're absorbing that. They're absorbing those hits and absorbing those blows. So buyers are still prevalent to some capacity. The majority of them are going to be retail right now, yes. But nevertheless, like, it hasn't really pushed everybody into full-blown capitulation yet. Let's look at tape surf real quick. Nice profile on that. BTC. And BTC's got a little shelf here at 71,714. What is that? That's like, I mean, that's almost 50% of this candle. Let's take a look. No, 50% of that candle is 72,304. Okay, so make a mental note of that. 72,304. Yeah, see, wave C, I think we're gonna get some turbulence here. We'll get a little push up again, round trip in, and then that brings this into the picture. For me, it does, at least. Where did you come from? You're my subwave miner? Okay, you're my subwave miner. Yeah, I don't think the impulse that we're going to be looking for is going to be as quick as we're hoping for. I think we're going to have a little bit of sideways movement. We're probably going to be floating around this area for a little bit. There's a box that I made earlier. I don't know where I put it. Oh, I think it's on 15. I made you on 15? Yeah, I made you on 15. There it is. All right, so these blue lines that you see here are our New York session. Excuse me. These are our New York session. Crossing 1993. I need to change some of these alarms. Let me move these around, because that's going to be going off a couple times. And I'm going to focus there on, that's weekly high. Weekly high is 2020? No, I'm really wrong on that. Oh no, I'm not wrong. I am right. Not bad. Yeah, 2020. 2020, that's the weekly high. I took a little bit of profits here at the 1993 area because we're at a volume area high. So on my long, I took some profits off of that. See, we closed out 404 on that. And so now just kind of letting the rest run. I can close the rest right now and it'll be a good day. but I want to see that some of these targets get tapped into. What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I will announce the winner for the for last week's giveaway. I will be announcing that later today. We're going to be doing some test runs on copy trade on LBank later this week. I've got super inundated with between trades and getting the stream set up. So there's a couple things that I need to do on my side. But for the couple of you guys that are streaming with me, you guys know who you are. Once that gets activated and we have good results, then we're going to start opening up to the remainder of the community. But I want to do a test run. I'm not going to front. There's a lot of pressure that's behind that. So I want to make sure that I'm steering everybody in the right direction in that regard, so that they feel more confident in their trades and their setups. Easy goal for the week: flipping 2K to 5K. That's the mission. That's the plan. You guys will be able to watch me execute these live, but like I said before, if you're already inside a VIP, you'll get the thought process. You'll get the raw version of those ideas inside VIP, where I can discuss them with you, or if you guys want to add more input to them, all of that will be inside of there. I saw not shaved bottoms per se, but I did see thin liquidity right over here. So that's, I was saying, like, I don't think we're going to be out of the woods just yet. I don't expect us just to go, to Valhalla from here. I don't expect that. And I think that's where a lot of people start becoming a little bit euphoric in these, like, hey, we're not going down, bears are getting tired. Yeah, sure, I agree with majority of what you're saying in that regard, but that doesn't also equal immediate pump to the moon. Typically when we have wave 5s completion or wave C completions, in this particular case we're looking at both, we're going to see some type of sideways movement first. Then you'll have your first initial impulse, then you'll have a retracement of that, then you'll get your big impulse. So a lot has to materialize before we actually see that big impulse. So, I would constitute all of this as moving sideways, because look where we are. So just moving sideways. And let's say we peak out right over here where this gap is. Most likely we come and retrace like a good portion of it. Let's just say volume area low, 1966 again. Move sideways for a little bit, move sideways for a little bit, real tight, and then you'll get your push. In my opinion, if you're good at scalping, then, more power to you. Good opportunities for scalp shorts that are out there, and even scalp longs. But if, scalping is not one of your best attributes as far as a trader, then you're better off just waiting for the longs, let it come to you. I think anything that's above 1938 right now, I feel like that's a good opportunity. I feel like those are good buys. 1938 stems from this idea. Let's go to a 4-hour real quick. Stems from this idea. So we have a Navarro. That's what this pattern is that you're looking at right now. And then where you see this black line, I'm looking at this being the origin. So wave 1 here, and all of this move down essentially being wave 2, which is very common for a wave 2 to retrace 76, 80%, 90% of its initial pump. So as long as we can hold that, then the pattern is valid. If we breach underneath that and we go lower, then yeah, we have like 1914, even down to like 1830 that we can tap into. This setup would be invalidated, but it doesn't change the bias in the sense of like we're finding grounds for recovering, so that way we can move up. In my opinion, we're inside of a relief rally correction, right? The relief rally hasn't fully exhausted itself yet. So you're going to see sharp corrections that are in there. So as long as we don't breach underneath, 1744, then we'll be fine. The relief rally still hasn't matured yet. So going back to it, this is why I was explaining, like, I feel like if you're not scalping, or if scalping is not one of your strongest attributes, waiting for those longs to just come to you and just start building from there, I think that will pay off good dividends for you down the road. First initial target, like for us to go, okay, this is a good area for me to say, I'm gonna start looking at shorts. Honestly, 2600s, 2700s. Really would like to see what occurs there, and then make an assessment from there, because we can go to 2900, we can even touch 3K in all of those areas. Man, I sound like a broken record when I say this, but all of those areas are bearish retest levels. So maybe June and July gives us that retest, then August and the remainder through October gives us the remainder of the red months, so that way we can sweep. Excuse me. Scissors, you're in. That's what's up. What's up, boy? How you doing, man? I'm just hopping into chat now. My bad, guys. So, Sniper, you enjoying this weather we're getting? I know we're in the same neck of the woods. I don't know if you're getting the same weather I'm getting today. But yeah. It's going to feel like swamp bud outside later today. Hype. Yeah, hype broke out of my one of my targets I had earlier. I'll take a look at hype real quick. Sheesh. Yeah, I initially had this area right over here. I had shorted it and then I closed it here, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna re-short it when I come back over here. And I was like, yeah, not so much. I never even triggered it. I wanted to see what occurred here. Like if we continue to get, compressed inside this area, then the short would have made sense, but not so much. We went to extension levels. I need to fix that. No. Yeah, that's right. What is that? 0.24? Yeah. Right, if we can get the same type of momentum on ETH, I think a lot of us will be happy. I'll be happy. I won't even speak for you guys. I'll be happy. Not because of positioning wise, just be like, finally, you did something. From a bullish perspective, I mean, a lot of us were short from last year. I believe September, October of last year, when we were calling like 4,700s being top, and then we had the blow off top, and a lot of us took some of those shorts from 4,700 all the way down. So you just been chilling, just hanging out. Go to sleep, get good sleep. You ain't got a batted eye, nothing to worry about. Price went to 2,400, you're good. I was going through some of my old P&Ls yesterday on my phone, and just looking at some of the older images, and I had P&L shorts from like 4,100 and some change. I'm looking at this like, man, what if I would have held that bad boy? But I'm a day trader, right? So like that's not realistic for me. I think that's just more for like more ego, more bragging, like, oh, I've been holding it for 8 months. But the reality is, you know, this is a full-time gig for me, so Papa's got to put food on the table, so got to close positions, look for a new opportunity. I want to look at some whale alerts real quick. Oh my gosh, crazy amount of sell pressure, just building and building and building and building. And this is another reason why I took profits on this, because if I come back down to my area, you know, even though I have a bullish engulfing that's showing its face, or at least showing its cards here, for lack of better terminology, and even despite, you know, it gives you a 71% reversal rate, it's not 100%. You know, I still got a 29% area that it could have continuation to the downside. So that's my logic behind taking some profits on the long already so far. Just covering at least my time spent inside of it, so I can be like, okay, even if I came back to break even, I'm good. I didn't completely waste my time. Sure, I didn't make the profit I could have made if I would have closed everything out, but I also don't want to find myself chasing a position when I have an ideal position that I could set up for a swing. Let's just call it what it is. What is that POC over here? Oh my. Why does that... Oh, okay. I was tripping there for a second. Let's bring you on down here. Let's fix this a little bit. That's probably where you'll get your one. And this is like perfect ETH behavior, man. Like ETH will literally, you know, give us a pump somewhere like this inside the month of June, and then come all the way back down and hold that psychological level of the 2000s, and then you'll see your pump. 2000 is a key level. It's just a key level. As a matter of fact, no, I have 2203. Excuse me. Okay, I was looking at 23. Yeah, that's the monthly. Weekly has a poo-poo count. It has a bearish count on weekly. What changes that? Let's go 4 back. That's on this week. Did I say I was giving you this, guys, earlier? I was saying this week, and it's this month. I'm so sorry about that. I was saying I was treating this like a weekly when it was a monthly. This is our weekly. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a long haul. So yeah, I'll probably float around here a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a big haul, man. Yeah, that's a big haul to get all the way up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would be absolutely floored if ETH did that, and I don't expect that. But I'm just counting 4 back in order for this week to change. Why does it keep doing that? I don't want that tool. to change this setup phase, literally ETH would have to come all over here and test this. In 1 week. In 1 week. And remember, we have a 9 failure that sits right over here. So you got your 6 that's higher than... I'm sorry guys, I'm pretty bad at arts and crafts here today. You got your 6 that's higher than your 9. Your lead up phase is also printing a 1. So that's kind of comforting, letting us know that this trend wasn't fully exhausted. Let me stop. So I'm getting that that's a long haul, man, for us to get there. If we were to see that, you know, ETH just all of a sudden shoot up to 2371 in that area, it's attempting to change that setup phase. My fear would be that it does something like this, gets to this area, people decide to start shorting, it gives it another little bit of momentum, clears this area right over here, and then comes right back down to 2000s. And that would be kind of concerning, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm not wrong. But I would like for us to kind of just sit here a little bit, maybe a week or two, this week and next week, because I want it to be an easier setup phase change. Like this is ridiculous. You know, that amount of a pump, you're gonna see a crazy amount of people exiting and then creating shorts. So I might even see a throwdown that comes right back down. If I can move sideways for a little bit and go, let's say next week, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes a little bit more sense to me because that's last week's highs. So sweeping next week's highs. Not this week, but the following week. So this week we just kind of stay around here and hug this area. Next week opens, maybe we hug here a little bit more. You know, tap into, you know, same 1965, whatever, this area again. And then get here, move underneath, move up, then reclaim it, and then move up. And I would count all that as a start of a wave 3. Because I'm looking at this. Yeah, actually, I already have it marked off here. It's right here. Yeah, right here, see? That's kind of what I'm looking at as wave 1. And now we're inside of wave 2. See, this opens it up and we can still come down to here and still be inside of a wave 2. So when I was telling you earlier, like if I lose 1938, that wave count for the 4 hour, that gets invalidated. But if I can move over to a weekly, I'm still inside of that wave 2. So I just remeasure from that perspective. The deeper we go, the higher we go. Point blank. Hype going to 100 soon. Yeah. I mean, I like those coins, but I'll be honest with you, like my position, I like shorting those. I like shorting those. Like, damn, you know what we haven't looked at in a long time? Well, it feels like a long time. We haven't looked at River. Was it River? Yeah, it was River. What are you doing, buddy? And why are you like that? I know I'm like asking you like life questions here. Where did I have you structured? Were you 4 hour? Where were you structured? Bro, I could have sworn we had a setup for River. Ah, there you are. Okay, you're there. I know where you are. So it took our hot pocket. And it still didn't get to where I wanted to get it to. No dice for me, no dice for me. You know, right now at this time of the day, you know, later part of the day, if you didn't catch an entry during London or at least during New York Open, you might get a little frustrated. So I think it's best just to wait. You may not have the best and the sexiest of entries, but I would definitely be sharing with you where I'm going to have ads. Like if I get this bullish engulfing that prints here, I'll definitely show you where my ads are going to come from. What is UCT crossing? Why do you keep going off? Where are you located, bro? I don't know. I don't know where that's at. I don't know why that stopped. That shouldn't have stopped. Okay. All right, that alarm's gonna annoy me. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of it actually, because I can't find it, and I'll just set up a new one. Not even the alarm I was looking for. It's silly. All right, what do I have here inside of here? Let's look at 21-minute real quick. Ooh, all right, I like it. You're a little thin right there. Volume area high. Okay, go back and retest that. That's thin, but it's now filling it, but you also have equal thinness right over here as well too. Anything to the upside I need to be concerned with? No, not really. Let's throw on, let's look at a couple things here, folks. All right, you're running hot, but you're on a 21-minute. Let's move you over to a 30. Okay, you're probably gonna still be a little bit hot, a little warmer, a little warm. You can't get a read on 144. All right, so I'm gonna keep you at 34. I don't know why I have this on. I need to fix this. I need to do it. find some shade bottoms on these. Yeah, so that's pretty clear. Boom, 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 boom. Nothing else to the downside, huh? Nothing. Take you to a 4 hour. Yeah, that's you. Oh, that's something different. Okay. Well, if I'm looking at this 4, I'm like, wait, what? Oh, it's down here. Okay. I clear. Damn, I did clear that. That's just one. You're on a 4 hour. Let's go to daily. See what we can find on daily. Nope. I'm not gonna find anything shaved there. Alright, let's go into some unique time frames. Let's start with like a 610. 610 doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too shabby. Nope, but that's cleared and that's cleared. All that's cleared. Not looking quite good there. Not looking quite good. And all I'm doing while I'm flipping through these time frames is I'm looking for the shave bottoms and saying, okay, where's there imbalance that can occur, and is there enough to the downside that would sustain or make sense for a pump for ETH or BTC? Not much here. This is already cleared. This actually looks like it was cleared. I'm doing this eyeballing it, but I could always. I mean, if I look at the data, it's probably going to give me the same thing. What's the low? 7.681, 7.681. So I'm pretty sure there's a couple decimals in there that throw it off a little bit, but that doesn't look clear to me. So that puts us there. That's only on 144, man. I gotta go to like maybe like a 4 hour, maybe find something. Yeah, here you are. You I will take. You I would gladly take. Which that's 7.2. And then we got another one right over here. That's 7.1. That brings us right back to the 0.32 area. Nothing much over here. Nothing much that I can find from that, so I don't know, maybe get like another double bottom here inside this area, then I don't think ETH will have the juice or the cojones to push it. Oh. Gotta stay loose. And hydrate it. I need some drink. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll give you guys some anxiety. You guys can look at the 1 minute while I fill my cup. Let's play a game. Where do you think ETH is going to close for the day? I've gone 100 and SCI for this like that today. That's all you, brother. I will trust your guidance on those. Stubborn children. BTC didn't sweep 70-40. That's why you didn't long it. Okay. Oh, you like the thumbnail? That's what's up. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's a lookalike, yeah. Yeah, the season finale was just yesterday. I was excited with how it ended in certain aspects. I was like, yes. I remember shouting. I was like, the writers get it. But it's good cinematography. You know, it's good filming. It's good color grading. They got good writing in there. So from if anybody's a cinematography nerd that's out there, it's pretty good. I mean, it's wild. And actually, I never even watched season 1. I picked up I think the last episode of season 2, and then I ran into, you know, just kept going with it through season 3. But that's got to be it. They can't do any more. I mean, there's some questions that I have, like, you know, what happens to Cassie now and all that stuff, and what happens to her sister. You know, what happens to Faye and Wayne. You know, but I'm okay with not knowing, right? I don't need a whole season to find out what's going on with that. Like, I'm good with it being done. Yo, I keep seeing this Spider-Man, the Noir one. Like, is that a series that's out? You know what? I don't even need to ask you. I'll just Google it. I don't know. Have any of you guys actually seen it? Where is this playing on? Oh, it's on Prime. Well, I know what I'm doing later. It's on Prime. Yeah. Yeah, definitely watching that. That must be a Sony thing. I'm surprised Marvel didn't pick that up. I mean, it's probably in association with Marvel, obviously, but can't stand when they battle for those things, man. Y'all just work together and keep it on the same platform, please. Those are the real whales out there. They're all colluding. Disney, Netflix, Prime, Hulu, Peacock. They're like, how do we get these guys to $70 a month? Bro, YouTube TV is like $86 a month. And you're just getting like basic channels, and maybe you have like an ad on like Stars or something like that. But it's like $86 a month. I think the best thing that you get is like SportsCenter or ESPN. And then you can watch like games. Like if you're a sports fanatic, if you like to watch a lot of news, it works. But bro, that's, I don't know. That's crazy, man. I mean, back in my days, it was just cable, right? Or you had like DirecTV, you had a satellite, and some people would even pirate the cable. And I think cable was like what, like $40, $60 now with all these streaming services between Disney and Hulu's together. Then you get Peacock, then you have Amazon, Then you have Netflix. Did I say Prime? I said Amazon, yeah. What is? Oh, then there's HBO. What else is there? Then there's Paramount. Easily to like 180 a month, depending on like what level of service you have. And if you throw on YouTube TV on there, like that's like an easy like 80 plus bucks per month. That's without any extensive add-ons. No, I won't give you any spoilers. No, you'll enjoy it. I won't give you any spoilers. I won't do that to you. You'll enjoy it. I was definitely locked in though. I'll say that. That last episode, I was definitely locked in. There was a moment that I was like, "Yo, what is going on?" And then you obviously have to keep watching it. But like I said, it's good cinematography. Here's on Amazon. Oh, you're watching the Spider-Man one on Amazon? My favorite series, I think one of my favorite all-time series is going to be Vikings, the original Vikings, not the new one that they made, the Valhalla, not the season 2 one, the original one that had like 10 seasons. That was gas. That was gas. I can watch it again and I'll still cry. Ivan the Boneless. That was pretty gas. Funny background stuff. The Office. That's just a classic. I actually binge watched Big Bang Theory like the last 2 months. I got hooked in. I was just like, all right, I'm here. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was good. But yeah, The Office is definitely up there. Vikings is definitely up there. There's another one that I'm watching. At least I'm trying to watch. Snowfall. I like some of that. Snowfall was pretty good. What else is there? Oh man, Blue Eye Samurai. Blue Eye Samurai is amazing. I can't wait for season 2. And if they give it to me in installments, I'm not going to watch it at all until it's done. So that way I can actually sit through and binge watch it. Because I hate that. You know, you got to come back next week to see that. I can't stand that. It drives me wild. Yeah. Yeah, Ragnar, yeah, I cried too. Bjorn, not so much. I mean, it was kind of, you knew it was coming. But, yeah. Yeah, I got a couple of them that are out there. Trying to think, what else did I watch I really liked? Series wise. Okay. I did initially like this, so hear me out. Titans on HBO. Right? Like, I'm a DC Marvel nerd. Like, that's just what I grew up with, right? So I knew about Teen Titans because my kids would watch it. So I mean, I'd watch cartoons with the kids. I don't care. I have no shame in that. So I'd watch it. Then I saw on HBO they had Titans, and I was like, oh, bet. Like, this is live action. So when I initially watched it, I was like, okay, it's good. It's decent. And then I got really hooked, and then like the last season was like just completely garbage. And then I think some time went by. I think maybe like 3-4 years have gone by, and I just recently rewatched it, and I was like really critiquing. I was just like, why did I like this so much? The writing is horrible. The costumes are horrible. Like I took cinematography in school, so like that's not to impress anybody. It's just that's how much I enjoy movies, and critiquing it from not just does it entertain me, but like the writing, the color grading, the casting, the costume attire, things like that. Like I look at all that stuff. And then I was really looking at it, I was just like, bro, this is bad. Now I know why they canceled it. This is bad. I think the first season was like, oh man, just get it over with. The second season was pretty lit. That's what really tied me in. And then when we got to the third season, I think it was the Blood Brothers or something like that. That was the protagonist in that season. It was just like, kill me now. Oh snap! X-Men 97. That's pretty lit. I don't know if anybody's seen that. Season 2 is coming out now here in the next couple weeks. House of Dragons, that comes out here on the 21st in 20 days. I'll definitely be watching that. I mean, who doesn't like Game of Thrones? And I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone who tells me I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones. Like, what is wrong with you? That's culture. That's culture now. What happened to our music? Music went bye-bye. Hold on. Let me fix that. There we go. Some chill music. I didn't watch that other one that they had, A Knight's Tale or something like that. That was dumb. I think I watched like one episode and I was just like, oh my gosh, put me out now, please. Do me like Jeffrey, bro. Give me the poison cup. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Knight of Seven Kingdoms. Wait, Knight of Seven Kingdoms? That's the one that's a spinoff from Game of Thrones, right? With the big tall dude. Right? Like, that's how bad it is. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of it, bro. It's like, no. Excuse me, sir. Are you a knight? I'm going to be a knight. Okay, but you're not a knight. Like, they have a lot of like comedic lines in it. And I'm like, bro, you're a knight. Like, I don't want comedy in my stuff. We're coming off of Game of Thrones. Like, I'm not looking for comedy. Stop it. Go do some knight stuff. Telling jokes is not one of them, or trying to be humorous is not one of them. I don't know. I just found that to be like they're trying to squeeze too much out of that lemon. You got Game of Thrones, you got House of Dragons. We should call it a day. That's good. We should call it a day from there. You got the prequel, and then you have the actual series that went viral. I don't know. Maybe when I'm like super, super bored and I have absolutely nothing to watch. Bro, I don't know. Are any of you like this? I do this a lot. Like sometimes I'm like, yo, what do I want to watch? And then I'll just go through like all the thumbnails. I'm like, oh, that looks good. And I just add it to my watch list. And I'm like 45 minutes, maybe like 50 minutes deep into just adding stuff to my watch list, never watching an effing show. Never watching an actual movie, but I go to my watch list and I have all these things like, yeah, I'll watch that. And then I find myself like a day later, man, there's nothing to watch. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I have more fun binge surfing the thumbnails than actually committing to a movie. I will tell you the worst movie. Don't watch it. Don't do it to yourself. Don't. I was so mad. I literally Googled who the writers were and I wanted to do like this deep search on them and literally look at the reviews. House of Dynamite. It's got like Idris Elba in it and a couple other big actors that are on there. Once one part of the plot takes an occurrence, then they give you another act that's giving you the same plot but from a different view, from a different person's view. And so like there's all this build up, and you're like, okay, I'm in it. And then they just like cold turkey you. Like it wasn't even like a build up to like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a cliffhanger or whatever. Like when I was done, I was like, okay, that was a series, right? Like, no, it was a movie. I was like, nah. Nah. No, bro. No. Fire that man right now. And then I started looking up all the things that he's written before. I was like, and the same guy, he's the guy that did House of Dynamite. He's one of the writers for Madam Web, which was like a complete waste of time. Madam Web was horrible. Horrible. That same girl that's in it from Madam Web is going to be in a new movie with Anne Hathaway. I forget the name of it, man. It's supposed to be a thriller. I've never seen Anne Hathaway in that light, or at least in a dark setting. She's one of my favorite actresses. She's wholesome. You know what I mean? She's wholesome. Oh, and if you're a Sweeney fan, you'll like Euphoria. You'll definitely like Euphoria. I grew tired of it, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I grew tired of it. I was just like, bro, like, put a shirt on, please. I'm good. Like, we know what they look like. All right, that's it. No more. Yeah, 3-Body Problem. That was pretty good too. That was pretty lit. I like that one. It's just a flesh wound. Yeah, but don't watch House of Dynamite. And if you do, and you get angry, just remember, I told you so. I'm never that guy, but in this instance, I'm gonna tell you, don't do it to yourself. Bro, I was so petty. I literally went and looked up reviews and seeing if other people felt the same way that I felt. And I found a whole bunch of reviews of people literally like, this was the dumbest time of an hour and 15 minutes that I could possibly spend. 3-Body Problem was pretty good. What's that other one? Black Summer. Black Summer's pretty good too if you're into zombies. I watched that one. Walking Dead, obviously it's a classic. Used to watch that one with my son. My son loves zombies. And then my youngest daughter, she actually likes zombies. She's not afraid at all. Like she's like wants a pet one. But anyways, like Walking Dead I would do. And then my older boy, I would watch Black Summer. He was into that stuff. Oh man, good itch. Sorry I wasn't on earlier today, guys. I wish I was. Honestly, I do. I wish I was. But I think sleep kind of took the priority with that one. But now that I've kind of in positions, things like that, should be a little bit more back to normal by tomorrow. Normal stream times. Unless you guys see me in the server and it's like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, Nate's not just trading. His insomnia's got a chokehold on him. He's like, you're never going to sleep. Yep. Definitely watch Ozark. What's up, Stefano? What's going on, brother? Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a good day, brother. Welcome home, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, I saw they sold 32 BTC. I saw that earlier. They selling more? I mean, I can actually see what they're selling. We can look. We can look. Where did I save that site to, though? Ah, here it is. Found you. Watch this. Am I not signed in? What? Bro, I had this on my watch list. Where? No, okay, that's fine. I'll just add it again. That's fine. No worries. I don't know why this went to light mode. Blah. Oh, there it is. It's oh, because you're under following. That's what it is. Duh. Yeah, 32 BTC. I'll put it over here. I'll put it on the chart for us. I'll put it on the screen for us. Yeah, he sold 2.47 million. And he still had a gain. He sold on the 18th as well too. Sheesh, 202 billion? I did not see that. Jeez Louise. Bro, he unloaded a lot on the 18th. What was on the 18th? Screw that. I'm gonna go to a daily. The 18th at 10:34 a.m. Okay. So this is where you sold. You sold on this. And they absorbed that. Oh my gosh, probably be kicking my. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Yep, and you dipped. And you dipped. Actually, you did. Yeah, you did good. That's fine. Oh, I'm tripping. He bought. I'm hallucinating. Come on, Saint. You can't be that sleep deprived. So he bought. Okay. These are all buys. Okay. This is the first time he sold. Okay, so he's only sold once. Alright, that's fine. He sold 32, BTC, 185. Okay. Anybody have any information as to the reasoning behind that? Did he publicly say why he did that or what his intentions were behind that? Whoops. Sorry about that. Just remember, guys, we are running the challenge this week. Everything's going to be ran through LBank. So make sure that you are, joined with that referral link so that way you do get your discounted fees. If you do not see that your VIP status is bumped up, please DM me We also have support inside of our server. You could put it inside of the LBank channel as well too. If you guys are not seeing that release reflected on your side, it's going to be for newer accounts with deposits. So just as an FYI, not for someone who's had an LBank account and who now wants VIP. I mean, sure, there's some workarounds we can work with them, but you'd obviously have to do a deposit in order for that to happen. Where is that coming from? Whoa, ETH is just moving. Did you just move to 2002? Yeah, you sure did. All right, let's go back to the charts, guys. Sorry. Sheesh. Where did you come from? Hello. Hello. Hi. What's your name? 2002. Good little push. Cover some taxes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a lot. I mean, the guy's all about buying, so maybe he had to cover something. I don't know. Maybe he needed to offload some. Any of you guys along? Did you? Oh. So sorry, man. Didn't mean to be rude, yawn in your face or in your ear. Did you? Are you guys long with me on ETH? Are you guys still looking for shorts? I'm going to take a little bit more off the top of this one right here. I'm just going to take a nice 12% off of that. There you go. I just took a little bit off. It was like 93 in profit. So far that I've already taken out of it thus so far, 91, 404, 13. So a little bit over 5, just over 5, but I'll round down. I've taken 5 out of it so far. And then I have another runner running on Bitunix. I'm probably going to take some profits off that here in a second. Let's go ahead and take some profits off of that. There you go. And just leave my runners. So 180 there, 5, so 6. Okay, that's fine. I'll work with that. No, oh, but ETH is pumping and BTC not. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for goodness sake that people start rotating into ETH at some point in this millennia. We need to take this noise off. That's way too much. Way too much. It's too much for me. I just like to use my tools, peek at it, mark my levels, and then take them off. I always have them on standby, but like just leaving everything on the chart, OCD will go nuts. Whatever drop we get, man, what does that look like on a 4? Let's look at that. So that can't be a 1 because it went lower. So then whatever you start with, you need to be my 1. You probably test New York open high again. And that's a pretty strong freaking candle. Let's look at temperature on that real quick. Yeah, I don't like that it's already yellow, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not, but I wanted it more green. I want more green. I want the candle green. I want the coloration to be green, because it just shows me that the cooldown is still active. But you know, having a cooldown, quickly getting, you know, let's just call it lukewarm, getting a little cooldown here and then quickly getting lukewarm on one candle is not what I'm looking for. At least not on a 4 hour. I'm sure I might see that a little bit differently. Like for example here on a it actually might help if you turn on your indicator sync. There you go, buddy. See, like on a higher time frame, I'm on a cooldown right now. Kind of like that. And we have let me make sure you guys can see this, because sometimes, yeah, there it is. Okay, right, going right back to T-to-9 sequential. We got that 7 right here, then we had a 9 failure. Bloop. This clears all that. So from a shave bottom perspective, fair value gap perspective, T-to-9 sequential perspective, for the most part, we are pretty well balanced. We are pretty well balanced. To the downside. To the upside, we have 9 failures, we have shaved heads, and we have a butt ton of fair value gaps that we can close the gaps on. I'd say I'm like 55 bullish, 45 bearish. I'm like bearish neutral. Like my key level for me is going to be 2176. Like I really want to see what occurs there before I can make like any real conjecture as far as what's going to happen. But this is a solid PRZ that we fell into. I like this PRZ right over here. Kind of lines up over here as well too. I mean, I can draw out the map the same way. Excuse me. On here. Trendline liquidity, come back and retest it, come back down. And that just acts as a point of irritation. But we'll see. What did I have for that again? 2323. You said that they longed with me? My bad, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Stefano, you longed? That's what's up. Nice, nice, nice. SEI? I don't even know what that is, bro. What is that? Oh, I have this on my chart. Why? 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 Why do you exist? Are we looking at this at some point? I feel like we were. Alright, so you like this one here, so you obviously hit an all-time low. I mean, it's got no other choice but to go up, right? Man, I don't even know what to get out of that. Hey. You're the one I need. don't need you. I need... Let's just make sure I don't have this on here to place already. Okay, I don't. Okay, well, I'll go the distance with you. Let's... What are you looking at here? It's daily. No, bro. How are you gonna get a wave 1 out of that? I mean, yeah, but not that. You gotta go back the other way first. This is one of those I'd wait for the long. See, this is probably not going to behave normally, which is kind of frustrating. So you went to a 618. Shoot, you actually might be done. I don't need all this extra noise that's on here. You can go away. You can go away. That means I'm probably going to have a very flat wave 4 or a very sharp wave 4. Okay, so what does 3 look like for you? I feel like well, they're pretty much equal, to be honest with you. So this is not greater. So I mean, I might have that on my hands, and then what is this? Okay. So let's take a step back. Let's go. Yeah, see, that's too big. So that's not accurate. I can work with that. Okay, so this is a massive subwave. Yeah, this is a tough one. I ain't gonna lie, it's a tough one. Getting the right wave counts on there. But I think you can get a 1 out of here somewhere. I would call out my 1, maybe, and then yeah. But I feel like this would probably come to fruition. Yeah, this makes a little bit more sense for me. Yeah, I think that's gonna create inducement. That is a little shaved bottom right there, not thin liquidity. Yeah, I'd feel better about that. So I'd feel better about something like this. Don't trust that move. I'd be looking for that. To here. And then we'll find where 5 will go. Somewhere like that. Did you already go to a 0.76? Is that where you're at? Man, just kind of there. Kind of there, kind of there, kind of there. Yeah. Yep. I don't think 1 would actually. I don't think 1. I still think wave 2 will be done in this area, but I don't think 1 is done. Because I have my impulse. Now I need an ABC, so A, B, and C. That would put me there. Then all that move between the ABC would become my 1, and then the retracement down to give me my 2. And then let's adjust this. Yep. Still a possibility, but let's just be more optimistic. And then let's say maybe come here and then wave 5 somewhere over here. I would measure from there, but that's kind of what I would work with. I'll drop this inside of the VIP section for you, bro, just so you have it if you just want an idea, kind of what I'm looking at. And I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Scissor, I'm gonna tag you, bro. All right. If I don't know if you guys are watching or curious about the copy trade. Yes, all slots have been filled so far. If anybody falls off or anything like that, I'll let you know. But as of right now, all 5 slots have been filled. So, cycle of action that I would like to do is get the copy trade set up this week. Most likely by tonight. That's my goal. Go into live trades on copy trade tomorrow. Run it through the first course of the week. We'll look at it, analyze what our profits would look like, what the drawdowns look like, things of that nature. If it works well, then we'll go live for the community on Monday of next week or Sunday of this week going into the next week. So that's kind of like the plan of action. I just said I have to use the restroom. I'm drinking more water. Don't be ADD, kids. It's bad for your brain. Be right back. Oh, yeah, and since we were talking about shows and movies earlier, has anyone watched the new Mortal Kombat? I have not, but I want to know what you guys thought about it, if you actually watched it. Yeah, nice move. That took so long. Retest all right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, bro, I think you can build from an intraday into a swing on that because you've already had a all-time low that was tapped into, and so now you're tapping back into like data marks. So where you see I have that wave 2, that potential wave 2 of 0.88. Sorry, I'm a squirrel here. I watched Silo. Silo was lit. I watched Silo. Silo was pretty lit too. But I would build on that one into a swing. So when you see those retracements, like I think those are buying signals. Like I would go heavier. Not telling you how to trade and how much margin to use. That's going to be totally up to you. I know you're responsible in that regard. But if you want to like edge up a little bit, that's how I would treat it, me personally. Like if I was trading that coin, that's how I'd be treating it. Silo, yeah, Silo was great, bro. Silo was good. Paradise is pretty good too. I actually watched it the other day because it was just on. Margot's got money problems. Hey, up front, it's a little chick flicky, a little bit, but bro, it's got Michelle Pfeiffer and Nicole Kidman in it. And, you know, I don't know what the age group of you guys are, but you know, yeah, those are two good actresses. They finally did a movie together. It was good. I swear they're like vampires, bro. Like they don't age. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I haven't seen I haven't seen Mortal Kombat yet. The new Mortal Kombat. I was being the nice guy, and it was either between Mortal Kombat or Devil Wears Prada 2. I still got needs at home, guys. Still got needs at home. So it was Devil Wears Prada. It wasn't going to be a Mortal Kombat night. what are we looking at here? This is BTC. This is BTC on daily. Still not out of the woods, so still not out of the woods. I took profits on mine. I left my runners. If I go back to break even, I'm good. I have no complaints with the moves today in that regard. I will be relonging or looking for ads. Don't get me wrong. Like what I've taken out in profits, I'm probably gonna flip right back into position. But I'm not shorting here. Just not. If any of you guys are gonna participate in this challenge with me, just where the market is right now and how it's playing out, majority of my setups and my plays are going to be long base or bias. So if you want to fade it, more power to you. But if you're like, yo, how come you're not shorting and it's dropping? It's because I'd rather just position myself for the long and then wait it out. In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, you got it right, bro. You got it right. You got it right. In-N-Out Burger, bro. In-N-Out. Gobble, gobble. I will say I'm proud of a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys. You guys have your ups. You guys have your downs. But you guys have determination. And that is a good look on you guys. It is definitely a good look on you guys. All that I ask is win or lose, keep a notations of that. Document it. It sounds so easy to do, but I don't know why it's so difficult for a lot of traders to keep a record of where their thought process was in trading. That small little simple thing as far as just documenting your plays and then just keeping a journal of it, that's the game changer right there. It eliminates second guessing. You're gonna be like, oh, I've seen this before. And it becomes stimulative if you're just throwing ideas and then actually not journaling them in that regard. You'll still get progress, don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think that you're not going to get progress, but there's like leaps and bounds of progress when you can actually just go back and you look at work like, oh wait, I've done that before, yeah, I'm not going to do that, or I've seen that before, I know what usually follows with that. And then just break your learning curves into like chunks. Like, I don't know, maybe it's having a week where you're just focusing on one thing only. Maybe it's candle analysis, like, or maybe it's risk management, or maybe it's executions, or maybe it's taking more aggressive profits that week. Like, whatever it is, sometimes we get attracted to like the shiny thing. You're like, ooh, I like that looks cool, that actually might work, and it may work. But when you have all these different things, you get spread thin. And there's a thing where we refer to as over trading, right? But there's also trading fatigue. Like, you can literally burn yourself out to a point where you just have so much information coming in, you're actually truly not processing it. So nothing's really sticking in that regard. Every time something begins to leave like this smallest little layer on your brain, you move on to the next thing. And believe me, take it from an ADD individual, that can really bite you in the butt. So journaling really helps in giving you that hyper focus and going, this is what I'm focusing on. I don't care what the market does. I'm not here. Yes, you want to be profitable, but what I mean by this statement is you're not here to be profitable in that sense. You're here to be profitable in your strategy and designing what works for you. And bro, I've been doing this for 20 years plus, and there's not a week that goes by that I'm not doing something new or refining something, tweaking something here. Mine's more script based these days, you know, refine tuning some of my scripts based on some of the logic that I've written for it. Some of those things are getting fine tuned and I'm adding more to them. But my point to you that is not to impress you, just to press upon that it doesn't matter how long you've been in the game, you're always going to be finding ways to improve yourself. You know, it's just like someone who's lifting in the gym. You know, they can push 405, 415. And then once they get to that mountain of 415, what do you think? They're like, oh, I'm done. I've reached my pinnacle. I'm no longer going to the gym. No, they consistently keep trying to improve that and wanting going for the next feat, whether that's more cuts, being more lean, being stronger, whatever. So it's, I like to share with people they're considered like trading reps, right? You're doing reps, but in trading. So what are you going to do this week? What are you going to focus on? Can't go to the gym and just do the entire full body workout every single day. Like you'll end up not going back to the gym. You're just like, screw this. My body hurts. I ache everywhere. I can never get rest. But if you focus on one muscle, one group, and just start building it little by little, you know, I think Arnold said it best. You know, it's a ball of clay, and then you just start stripping it down here in areas, and you start molding it. It's the exact same analogy and philosophy when it comes to your trading it with journals. In journal, you pack some stuff on, and be like, okay, I don't like this. I like that. I don't like this. I like this. I don't like that. And then you find what works for you. Nobody asked me for that, but I figured I'd give you that. It's important that you guys are journaling while you're out there. All my journals are public. You guys see exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis. And even on our site, you have my full analysis as far as what I'm looking at. Win or lose, if I'm right or wrong, you have where my structure is, where my invalidation lies, and kind of what I'm looking at. So basically, my journal is open to you guys. I'm pretty transparent in that regard. Okay, so that 4 hour, this 4 hour close as a bullish engulfing. It's a good look. It's a good look. I'm open to longing whatever retracement it gives me from here down. Bro, this thing can come all the way back down to like 1955. Here we go again. Gonna long you again. I'm gonna long you again. Keeps pushing up, pushes all up to like 21.21, 21.30s, 21.70s. So those areas. Scalp shorts. Quick, boom, 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 in and out. And that 2000 level is, it's a fun one. It's a fun one. I'm gonna call it fun guy. A fun guy. All right. Well, market's going to be closing here relatively soon. Cash markets at least. 4:30, about close. We already started closing around 2:30. Was everyone who's born in the spirit? Yeah, I'll write that devotional for you guys later. You guys are ever curious as to like where some of my devotionals come from inside of our server? There's a whole book that I've been writing for a little bit over a year now. So that's where it stems from. But I got something for you guys later. You want to hear something that's crazy, bro, about He-Man? I mean, I've watched the cartoons, but like it wasn't my go-to. I mean, I would watch it because it was on. You know, I think being a jitterbug, it's on someone's TV. Watching it, but it wasn't my go-to. So like, the movie coming out and all that stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it, but like, I'm nowhere near as excited as, the new Spider-Man coming out. The new Spider-Man coming out, like, tickets already purchased. Seats already chosen. Day has been cleared. There will be nothing done that day. No charts, no entries. Well, that's a lie. There'll probably be some entries, but before I get into the movie, I'm like, all right, it's not working. I'm getting out. I'm going to enjoy that movie. Bro, you got to see the new Punisher on Disney. Woo wee! Gruesome. I mean, it's a one episode special, if you will. I think it's how they're gonna kind of bring in Punisher into the new Spider-Man, because Daredevil's obviously in it and Punisher's in it. Punisher's a wild man, Daredevil's a little bit of a wild man, and Spider-Man's pretty soft. So I think Daredevil's going to be Spider-Man's actually going to be in the middle, trying to pull them both together. But it kind of makes sense why he's going to be in the new Spider-Man. Like, how did he get into that movie? But either way, go watch it. It's the new Punisher. It's only one episode. It's not a whole series. It's only one episode. You kind of want more. Don't get me wrong. You do want more. But just knowing as far as how they design those arcs, or at least being privy to that, how they design those arcs, it will make total sense when you see him in Spider-Man. But it is, yeah. Like the whole show, I was like, ugh, ah, ooh. that was me for like the vast majority of it. Are you talking about Spider-Man Noir, the one with Nicolas Cage? That one? You said you watched that, right? I haven't watched that one yet. I don't know why I haven't watched that one yet. That is unlike me. Alrighty. I am going to grab myself something to eat. I am starving Marvin here. I mean, I can leave the charts open. Go make myself a quick meal real quick if you guys are good with that. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get our minutes in. We'll get our minutes in. Be right back. Oh. back. What I miss? What I miss? What I miss? What I miss? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So good. Oh. Yep. It's a spot. I was famished. Absolutely famished. Uy. Hungry Bear was coming out. As I get angry. Start eating my charts. Give me those candles. Good old ginger ale. And oh damn, I'm out of water. Oh, that's my ginger ale going in. Oh boy. Take it you guys are good. Nobody has questions. Everybody's on the up and up. If you popped in late, feel free to ask. I just ate, so I'm in a really good mood. Ways to make Saint happy. Give him food. I can't be angry and on a full tummy. It's just, that don't work. I could be angry and not have a full tummy. And yeah, move up my way. I might say something I will regret. I think in how retrace. Oh snap! Before I forget, is Black here? Black Fox, is he here? He's probably sleeping. Yeah, my guy's probably sleeping. But Black Fox, you are our winner for the giveaway that we were doing last week. Totally completely forgot to do that earlier in our segment. We got carried away. But Black Fox, if you're watching the playback later, which you normally do, you are our winner. I'll share the clip. I ran it through AI. I literally took a screenshot of that chat section where you guys left your comments, and I was like, pick a random winner, and it chose a random winner. So I'll share that video inside of the chat for proof for you guys. I think anybody's being getting favoritisms or anything like that. No, it was just completely random. But we'll do it again. I'll do it again. As a matter of fact, I'll do it on this video. I'll do it on this video. We'll do another giveaway. We'll do one. Actually, we'll do that once a week. How about that? We'll do that once a week for the remainder of the month of June. If you're trading on LBank with us, you'll have an extra $50 surplus for it. But if you're watching this video, comment something that you learned, something that stood out to you, a meaningful comment in the comment section. And then during the course of the week, we'll draw a lucky winner, and easy way to win $100. You have to be subscribed to the channel, obviously. Have to be trading on one of our referral links. Well, not to get the giveaway, but for the bonus part of it, yes, you have to be. You have to at least be subscribed. But we'll do that every week. We'll do that every week. And if you guys, honestly, if you ask questions, I can elaborate on it. So it'll be an easy way for you to have an entry. You're like, I didn't know that, and that's what I learned. Da-da-da-da. All this helps the channel at the end of the day, guys. It really does. Comments, likes, shares, things of that nature. It helps the channel. It helps bring other traders with like minds that have other ideas that trade other coins. Because you guys know me, I'm an ETH maxi. I predominantly trade ETH. That's mainly all I trade. Some of you guys don't trade ETH. Some of you guys don't like ETH. But there's other good traders out there who trade other coins that I just, you know, I'm not privy to. I'm just not giving information on those because I don't watch those. So all I'm saying is the exposure on the channel, the exposure on the videos helps bring in those additional traders that could help the next guy who's trading a different coin or have a completely different bias than I do when it comes to ETH or BTC. I enjoy counter arguments. I give myself counter arguments. So I enjoy counter arguments. Not the you're wrong and I'm right debates. It's counter arguments. So let's look at it from this perspective. Like, okay, I'm down for that. I think a lot of you guys are accustomed to my strategy and my style. I think more of it's just repetition. You know, like I was saying, trading reps. It's just more reps, more reps, more reps, more reps. I certainly did not have this when I first got started in trading. Not at all. I was in books. If I'm aging myself, I was in books. So I didn't have a YouTube. Didn't have some guy sitting across the screen like, yo, what are your questions? What do you want to know? What are you struggling with? I didn't have that. I had to learn the hard way. And none of that's said to be braggadocious or impress any of you that, you know, my struggle is more, has more weight than yours. That's not what I'm implying at all. What I'm getting at is that you're in a different environment with technology and people, community-wise, that actually want to see you improve. So you got to take advantage of it. No one's going to, you know, pull you by the ear and like, hey, what do you need to know? Because I don't know what you don't know. I just don't. I have an idea, but I don't know how proficient you are in certain areas. I don't know what your learning curve looks like. Bro, I got people that have been trading with me for 3-4 years and they still make the same mistakes. It drives me wild sometimes. But I give them grace. Practice with my patience. Yeah, so we'll probably play around here in this area. I think Asia will probably bring us back to 75s, 82s, at the bare minimum 1982s. Like, I think we'll touch those again. No, not you, bro. Definitely not you. No, you've come a long way, bro. You just gotta take riskier plays, that's all. But I mean, I know your situation, so you're good. You're good. When everything lines up and you can take those riskier plays and it'll work out. You got the analysis, you got the tools, you got everything, so you're good. And this is from, I mean, you can go to our chat from like 3 years ago, bro. Like, night and day difference, bro. Night and day difference. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But we all know who I'm talking about. The ones that refuse to listen to the simplest things that can help them. It drives me crazy. I'm like, bro, you're a masochist. You love pain. You like that. Probably tell her to slap you and spit in your face and like, do it again. I like it. Was that a little bit too dark? My bad. 1942 is not a limit to keep anymore, right? I mean, I still have it. I still have it. Like I will still build all the way into that. Because 1942 is right above my 1938. So 1942 still falls inside of that wave 2. It's this wave 2. Right? This is our origins, so everything inside of here falls under wave 2. So I'm still leaving mine. I was just saying at bare minimum we'll come to like 1984, but like if we go to 1984 and we bounce off of 1984 or 1975 inside those areas and we bounce, it's pretty bullish. And then I wouldn't short until I get a wave 3 target. I mean, aggressive short. It's a better way of putting it. I'll have scalp shorts. So there'll be heavy margins. I'll move in, move like maybe like 15 pips, 20 pips, boom, I'm out. Sure, it's a little bit heavier in fees, but the profit on it is stupid. If we bounce off of like 1982, 1975, if we make a higher low inside of that area going into Asia, then I'll just move my limit from 1942. I'll move it up and I'll use that as my margin. I mean, there's a lot of sell side liquidity down here. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. That was fast. Pain is the great force of change. Yeah. Some ways, yeah. Yeah. Pressure. Look at it a little bit more optimistic, right? Pressure. Right? Pressure busts pipes. Pressure makes diamonds. Pressure gives you a hemorrhoid. See, that's negative. Oh man, what am I on today? Yeah, you go sit down. Sit in a corner. So that's your significant other. Hey, babe, you know pressure gets hemorrhoid? High pressure, high reward. Yep. And you guys know the drill, man. When it comes to like some of these entries, sometimes it's always the one that you're just like, oh, I don't know. That always ends up performing. Same thing like when you leave a runner, you're like, you know what, I'm good with the profit here. I'm gonna leave a little runner going, and then all of a sudden that runner like, it's like, bro, where was all that energy when I had a full margin? I strip you down to damn near nothing, and now you want to run for it? That's to this day that still gets me. Sometimes I'll strip down. I'm good with the profit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not upset about it. I'm happy with the profit. But then I leave a runner. I'm just like, really, bro? Now, like I've already stripped you down. Now's when you want to start making moves. Like, You couldn't do that, I don't know, like a day ago or 9 hours ago. But usually where I'm probably exiting or taking profits is, you know, if I'm taking profits on a long, most likely people are probably entering into shorts, and that just becomes liquidity because my exit for my long reflects as a sell. And so then you have people who are thinking like, oh, this is a sell opportunity, and then they start selling, and they get some whale out there who actually buys that top, you know, that top. That's crazy, bro. Made a new weekly low. Created the high. Did we open up? Where did we open up here? Okay. So oh, you're my 12 a.m. Okay, so 12 a.m. didn't make a. So we never made a new weekly high. I don't know if that's right. I don't feel like that's right. Well, I mean, this would be my week, yeah. Okay, that's... Yes, okay, that's my week. But going into the month, we haven't breached that high yet, so yeah. So create a new weekly low in one day and create a new weekly high in one day. Interesting. It's gonna be a fun ride. It's gonna be a fun ride this whole week, bro. All right. Well, that's all I got from me today, guys. I'll be here again tomorrow. If you guys have questions that come up in between, let me know. I'll still be watching the charts. Just gonna be handling some behind the scenes stuff for myself and getting things set up for tomorrow. But relatively short, good vibes, good laughs. You guys know what we're looking at as far as levels for BTC and ETH and even USDT. Tomorrow, looking forward to being on here before market bell, so I'll try to be around like 9:15. So we'll probably vibe for about 15 minutes or so, then watch market open, at least cash markets open, and then position ourselves accordingly based on those sessions. As you guys recall, this is all going to be executed on LBank this week. That's where the challenge is coming from. So if you guys want to participate inside of that challenge, you guys want access to those pre-market calls or even late night calls like London and things of that nature, I highly recommend that you just utilize the LBank referral link inside of our VIP access. It gives you access to everything that's inside of our VIP section. And the guys that are here with us that are inside of VIP, they can be a testament to that. They know exactly how I handle it. I literally go play by play. This is what I'm looking at. This is the level. This is what can influence it. Here's a counter argument. Boom, 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 boom. And then we just open the dialogue from there. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's something that you would like to have as a trader, someone by your side that you can read content that's related to any chart. It doesn't have to just be about ETH, by the way. It can be about anything. I just predominantly trade ETH, but my point being is that you have all of that inside VIP. So take advantage of it. If you run into any snags, DM me or DM any one of our mods, Sniper, Scissors. They'll be able to walk you through as far as how to get into the VIP access section. Other than that, thank you so much for the time that you're here. Thank you for liking the channel. Thank you for liking the video, leaving your comments. The $100 giveaway will continue to go this week. So as you guys recall, just leave a comment here on this video. Something that you learned today that was beneficial to you as a trader, or something that you didn't know that you had that aha moment. Other than that, Be safe for the remainder of the day. Be profitable going into the evening. And above all, if no one's told you today, Jesus loves you. I love you. God bless you. And I'll catch you soon. Peace.